UNEB releases the 2024 Senior 4 results as Parliament vets the Bank of Uganda Governor and Deputy. A very good evening to you tuned into UBC TV. It's me, Michael Jordan Lukomwa, with Elizabeth Nakakoni coming in with news tonight, this 11th of February 2025. And let's go straight to what we have for you this evening. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the Presidential Wealth Creation National Organizing Committee members have mobilized Kigezi sub-region ahead of the President's visit on Wednesday, the 12th of February 2025, which is tomorrow. The team included Ministers Evelyn Anite, Chief Whip Dennis Hamzon Obua, State House Comptroller Jen Bareche, David Bahati, and Dr. Chris Bariomunsi. We have details to this.
The long wait for the Presidential Wealth Creation visit to Kigezi sub-region is now over, as His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni will kick off the area visit on Wednesday, 12th February 2025. To level and prepare the ground already in Kigezi are members of the National Wealth Creation Organizing Committee.
Like my children say, it is pumping in Ruchiga. I want to tell you, it's very exciting that we are here in Ruchiga, where our rally is going to be taking place.
Excited about the coming of His Excellency the President. We want to celebrate the achievements of NRM and celebrate his leadership.
So far, all over the country, His Excellency the President has been warmly welcomed. His message on wealth creation received. Even the testimonies from those who have benefited from the wealth creation initiatives of government, such as PDM and Emyoga, is also well delivered.
They have this Tuesday held several engagements, notably a lower-level leaders meeting in Ruchiga district.
We have been welcomed by the chairman, LC1, of all the villages in Ruchiga that will be hosting the rally for the President.
And what we have done today, this morning, is just to invite all the LC1 chairpersons from all the villages in Ruchiga district to get for us everyone in their villages to come and participate in the Wealth Creation Tour.
To join in the ground check and mobilization have been Ministers David Bahati and Dr. Chris Bariomunsi.
We are happy of the developments we have made under NRM, the health centers, the secondary schools, the roads, but most importantly now, the PDM.
And they thank His Excellency the President, and they have promised to welcome him in big numbers with a lot of excitement. Of course, there are needs, there are programs and services which have been worked on, others are still needed, and that's why we are here as leaders of NRM to do an assessment, to see how PDM is working.
Area Minister Dr. Chris Bariomunsi addressed media about the presidential visit.
And particularly here in Kabale, he will be commissioning the skilling hub, which has been supported by State House.
The 3 days visit by the head of state will commence on Wednesday, 12th February 2025.
And then he will come in town and commission the Rushoroza Road.
Museveni is programmed to interact with regional leaders as well as hold a public rally in Ruchiga and Rukongeri districts, respectively.
Like I said, his major focus is on areas of wealth creation, particularly PDM, Emyoga, and other related programs.
The 3 days presidential visit will conclude on Friday. However, a regional media engagement scheduled for Saturday morning will see off the president from Greater Kigezi. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
At least 350,106 candidates from the first cohort of the new lower secondary school curriculum have qualified for the Uganda Certificate of Education examinations. These candidates achieved competence level D, demonstrating their ability to apply acquired knowledge and skills in real-life situations. While releasing the UCE results at State House, Nakasero, Minister for Education and Sports Mrs. Janet Museveni urged Ugandans to embrace the new grading approach that eliminates the ranking of candidates by divisions.
The Ministry of Education and Sports and Uganda National Examinations Board have released 2 sets of UCE examination results, those from the new competency-based curriculum and the transitional examinations. Under the new competency-based curriculum, 359,417 candidates registered for the examinations, with 357,120 candidates turning up, while 2,297 were absent. A total of 9,742 candidates sat the transitional exam out of 10,141 registered, with 399 candidates absent. Grading under the competency-based curriculum was based on the combination of continuous assessment, accounting for 20% of the results, and final examinations 80%.
Of continuous assessment and end-of-cycle scores gives a holistic picture of the learner's achievement. Professionalism of the teachers to ensure the integrity of the continuous assessment scores submitted to UNEB. This is very important because that's how we get the whole learning of any one of the students of the work they do throughout the year. Validity and reliability must be observed in generating these continuous assessment scores so that they reflect the true levels of achievement by the learner.
The performance of candidates is reported by achievement levels: A for exceptional, B for outstanding, C for satisfactory, D for basic, and E for elementary, representing extraordinary, high, adequate, minimum, and below basic levels of competency, respectively, based on their ability to apply acquired knowledge and skills in real-life situations.
The overall results show that 350,146, or 98.5% of the candidates who sat qualified for the UCE certificate. And this will be indicated on their results, transcripts and certificates as result 1. The E, if I may go back to that table, Mama, I did not mention E because the minimum score is D in order to qualify. Now the E, we are saying this person is below the basic level for this certificate.
Performance per subject indicates that exceptional levels of achievement are particularly evident in art and design, history and political education, agriculture and mathematics, while a significant proportion of candidates achieving elementary levels are found in physics, chemistry and English language.
We have 12.8% of the candidates who are elementary, that is, they are below the basic level of D. And also we have chemistry, which is 6.3.1, biology 2.3, mathematics 2.8, English language 3.6.
The chairperson of UNEB, Professor Celestino Boa, explains the guidelines they used to adapt the later grading format.
2, the descriptors, that is, explanations of the meaning of the grades, should be positive on what the holder of the certificate can do. 3, that the document has to indicate that the final grade for each subject is derived from the continuous assessment and the end of cycle scores.
UNEB registered 64 cases of malpractice from 984 candidates under the new lower secondary curriculum, mostly in science practical papers. Meanwhile, Odong explained the performance of candidates under the transitional examinations, noting that malpractice cases were fewer, with some instances of external assistance.
In Division 1, out of the 9,000 plus who sat, 80 or 0.8% were able to pass in Division 1. 5.2% of 503 candidates passed in Division 2, and the others, as you see. And the percentage of those that did not make it or who got grade 9 is a little high at 16.7%.
I'm Nafka Farida and Dan Lugemwa in Kampala.
Has held bilateral talks with the president of Equatorial Guinea and discussed matters of mutual benefit to the two sister countries. The meeting was held at Madinat Jumeirah Hotel in Dubai on the sidelines of the ongoing World Government Summit in the United Arab Emirates.
Prime Minister Robin Anabanja briefed the president of Equatorial Guinea that President Yoweri Museveni will cooperate with Equatorial Guinea. The meeting that was closed to the media was to strengthen cordial relations between Uganda and Equatorial Guinea. In a related development, the Prime Minister held talks with different investors and development partners to discuss how Uganda can benefit from the summit.
But if we have a 50 plus organic into the fraction of the waste that is being produced, it's good, because if you take that out, then you have less than 40% of other material that is not going to the landfill. And then we need to see what is the second biggest fraction. Maybe it's glass, maybe it's plastic, maybe it's metal. If we take that out in a clean way, already the size of the landfill, it will be smaller.
The Prime Minister later met with the president of Crypto.com, who is also the chief operations officer of the company, Eric Anziani. Nabanja was flanked by the Minister for Public Service, Muruli Mukasa, Beatrice Anywa, the State Minister for Environment, and the Permanent Secretary, Minister of ICT, Amina Zawede, and Uganda's ambassador to the UAE, Kibedi Zake. The Premier says that Uganda has to adopt to modern ways of financial systems.
Utility tokens that are tokens that give you utility within an ecosystem, right to vote for certain governance decision or for the future of the project or for changing parameters in that project.
The Director, Economic Affairs at the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Moses Kagwa, says Uganda is formulating regulations to manage financial services.
Because a lot of cryptocurrency, the way we understand it, it's outside the ambit of central bank or the banking system. So the central bank doesn't have a role, and yet we know that with the money, the central bank is the control of money. Now without that, because what is cryptocurrency? Is it currency? Is it money? Is it an asset? Those are still some of the issues that we're grappling with.
The Minister of State for Environment, Beatrice Anywa, says Uganda will benefit from the World Government Summit.
For us, as a developing country, the technologies which are like artificial intelligence, we hear from elsewhere. It is news to us. We need that support, we need the collaboration so that we have transfers of these technologies cheaply to our country. We need research, which as a country we have already put in place for people to research and innovate new methods.
The summit continues tomorrow when the Prime Minister will deliver President Yoweri Museveni's message to world leaders on environment and health. The summit is on the theme Shaping Future Governments.
committed around Chikuwe in Kampala. Despite informing court in writing that he was indisposed, his co-accused Samuel Begamukaku was present in court. It's alleged that the two were arrested as they were expressing concern over the hiked price of commodities in the country.
Uganda police went ahead to issue a radio communication, which we have a copy of. And CPS, I believe, also did all it could to summon this police officer through the appropriate channels.
Because when the state has gotten a witness, they have their particulars. He would have gone an extra mile to explain they have called him on phone, probably his phone is off, or he's on the way coming.
You know, the issue of whether he is in prison legally or not, those are matters, you know, that would concern whoever remanded him.
During the submissions of both lawyers, a letter from the prison authorities was brought to the attention of court from Dr. Besigye. The letter dated 11th February 2025, read by Magistrate Nancha Jatiko. Besigye intimated to court and his legal team that he couldn't make it to court.
Counsel, while you were deliberating about the whereabouts of Dr. Besigye, I have just received communications from Uganda prisons. And their communication is to the essence that Dr. Besigye himself declined to attend court. There's a letter attached from him, and it says it's to inform you that I'm currently indisposed and unable to attend court today. Yours sincerely, signed by Dr. Besigye. So, from what I'm getting from this, is that he himself declined to attend court. So the only thing I can do now is grant the adjournment and issue a production warrant for him to appear the next day. Magistrate Winnie Nancha Jatiko issued a production warrant to the prison authorities to have the accused in court on 14th February 2025.
This is serious. It's quite worrying. We are greatly concerned about his health now. To be indisposed to the extent of failing to make it to court is such a serious matter. And nowhere in the letter the prison's authorities have indicated that they are taking him to any medical facility. And we want to emphasize this, a medical facility of his choice. So this is a serious matter which is of great concern to us.
Dr. Besigye's legal team expressed concern on the continued detention of the accused, including denying him access to his people.
There's something the prison's authorities is not telling us. And it's the reason now we want to make it formal. We are going to write to the Commissioner General of Prisons today, indicating to him that tomorrow by midday, all of us, the lawyers, will have to assemble there and see if we can access him, do our due diligence as the magistrate suggested, and establish the state of affairs regarding his health.
Of recent, the prison spokesperson, Frank Baini, informed the public that the accused Dr. Besigye was on a hunger strike.
Mixed signals coming from Luzira. Now the letter is indicating he is indisposed. That is the communication coming. Media reports are to the effect that he is on a hunger strike. So we are left at a loss. This is what we are saying. This is the explanation we are giving, that actually we are in a dilemma as to what is happening and what to do next in regards to his incarceration, because we have done everything. What is happening? This is the question we are also posing, because the reports we are getting are quite confusing.
Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nance, Soboga, UBC News, Soboga, UBC News.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's take a very short break. Return with more.
Lillian! Lily flower!
Osmosis.
The cedar bus of beauty, the power bank of my heart, the sugar of my milk tea.
I'm glad you're here. Today buy for us some chicken.
No problem. You can eat whatever you want. I had already ordered. How much? 122. 122? thing. Now, what if I take this one and this one? And can I also borrow this one? How much now?
When your money is not enough, don't hassle. We're sorting it with MTN Momo. Use the Momo app or dial *165 *5# to add call with Momo Advance and pay.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor. Government of Uganda presents Post Buses in Uganda, operated by Posta Uganda. We specialize in professional transport, courier and vehicle hire services across Uganda. Our routes include Kampala Masaka Mbarara Kabale Chisoro, Kampala Mukono Jinja Mbale via Tirinyi Road Soroti Lira, and Kampala Luwero Kamudini Gulu Kitgum. Our main offices are located at the Post Office Head Office on Kampala Road, with booking services available at counters 23 and 24 at the General Post Office. You can also book at designated district post offices along our routes. For inquiries or bookings, please contact us on 0751 684 184. Posta Uganda. We deliver trust.
The Uganda People's Defense Forces proudly announces the launch of the first ever UPDF-CDF Inter-Forces Drill Competition as we honor the spirit of unity, discipline and teamwork. This historic competition will feature individual and team drill routines, synchronization and formation changes, an inter-service championship and many more exciting activities and awards to be won. The launch of the first edition of the UPDF-CDF Inter-Forces Drill Competition will take place on the 15th February 2025 from 8 a.m. at the Uganda People's Defense Forces Sports Stadium in Bombo. The guest of honor will be the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, alongside other high-profile guests. The launch event will kickstart a series of activities leading up to the main competition, which will take place from the 12th to the 14th May 2025. For more details, please call 0392 947455. Long live the Uganda People's Defense Forces.
News tonight. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. Chirudu National Referral Hospital hosts the country's biggest dialysis unit and is giving hope to patients that need the services. According to the director, Chirudu National Referral Hospital, Dr. Charles Kabugo, the dialysis unit has 30 machines that conduct 50 to 60 dialysis sessions per day.
Chirudu National Referral Hospital in Machinge Division that started in 2016 is an extension of Mulago National Referral Hospital. It became autonomous in July 2019. It has specialist doctors to handle all services related to internal medicine and general surgery. But let us look at the treatment that removes excess fluid and waste products from the blood when the kidneys are not functioning properly. Dialysis.
It does the work of the kidney, some functions of the kidney, but mostly it is purifying the blood. It washes out the wastes that the kidney to remove mostly urea and other big metabolites.
Chirudu Hospital hosts the country's biggest dialysis unit with 30 machines.
We do between 50 to 60 dialysis sessions per day. Chirudu Dialysis Center is the biggest in the country. That's why we're able to undertake 60 sessions on a daily basis.
Patients with kidney problems need 8 dialysis sessions per month, performed twice weekly for about 4 hours. This hospital offers the best option for patients who need dialysis because each session is subsidized at 60,000 Uganda shillings compared to 450,000 Uganda shillings if one sought service from a private facility. But what causes kidney malfunction?
Some of them include, like for the women, you can bleed as a result of delivery. So we get many referrals from Kawempe. As a complication of a delivery, someone bleeds and the kidney is shut down. So some of them as a result of an infection. Simple malaria can give you kidney damage. A pneumonia can give you kidney damage. Bleeding from various causes. People who have had accidents get kidney damage. But we also have another big category that we call the NCD, the non-communicable diseases, that are nowadays becoming a very big problem in the country. The NCDs are very scary because the magnitude of the problem, the number of patients who have got NCDs is increasing every day. And what are these NCDs we're talking about? We have the common ones like the diabetes and hypertension. These uncommunicable diseases as well.
Some of the signs of a malfunctioning kidney include nausea and vomiting, shortness of breath, loss of appetite, tiredness, itchy or dry skin, swelling in the face, especially in the morning, and mass cramps. A medical officer working in the dialysis unit at Chirudu Hospital, Dr. Pius Barungi, says some people don't realize they have kidney disease until they reach kidney failure because early kidney disease doesn't always cause symptoms. Adia Nakute, UBC.
Stakeholders are concerned that the dam's spillway is rapidly eroding, posing significant threats that could affect over 2,000 people. Experts argue that the design of the dam, that is Isimba Dam, was poorly executed, suggesting a river diversion as a solution to the escalating problem. The contractor is opposed to the approach, advising that repairs to the spillway should be carried out as soon as possible. Daniel Mugoya reports from Kayunga, where the 183 megawatt dam is located.
President Yoweri Museveni in 2019 inaugurated the 183 megawatts in Simba hydropower dam, but excitement is declining as experts are concerned about the project's substandard construction. Parliamentary Committee on Environment and Natural Resources, stakeholders, government, owner's engineer and the contractor went to the dam to assess its status. Achita Chad, the project manager from Uganda Electricity Generation Company Limited, revealed underwater images showing how the spillway's buffer blocks have eroded.
Seen for the first time on the bottom slab, in the lower spillway. Now the risk is that we shall have exposure of reinforcement on the dam, and this will lead to corrosion.
You can even see the concrete here is now exposed on there. Then tomorrow, and remember we don't have eyes underwater. Tomorrow we could wake up when our dam is in Karuma.
Yes, we have an owner's engineer who is supposed to review and approve the designs, and the owner's engineer didn't do his work properly. If you recall, the owner's engineer we had was a small consultancy firm from India.
The spillway is temporarily supported through emergency repairs as part of phase 1 of the agreed rehabilitation process.
And now that the contractor has not left the project, it is still his obligation to fix whatever has failed.
Members of Parliament expressed dissatisfaction upon learning that the contractor, China Water and Electrical Corporation, is reluctant to proceed with Phase 2 of the spillway rehabilitation, which necessitates river diversion to allow access for repairs.
Give us when you are diverting the water, or else you will not like us. We are here not for your jokes. Hey, voltage. Hey, volume. No, stop it. We are not here to understand your scientific confusion terms. We are here, very strict.
Some MPs called for the contractor to be held accountable, citing concerns about value for money in relation to the US dollars 567.7 million borrowed to finance the Isimba Dam.
They were supposed to design, procure, contract, and then hand over. In their design, the current spillways that are provided are 2. But we realize now, because of the head of the water here, those 2 are not likely to be sufficient. It might actually require, under Phase 3 of correcting the spillway challenge, that we actually set up another spillway gate.
The meeting acknowledged that the contractor has frequently failed to collaborate effectively with other stakeholders.
So, we ask the contractor to fill the obligation, to respect the contractor, and to follow according to standard and the requirement, and to continue. Because, let me say, I don't like to say, I say the right word, we don't have time to play.
Yeah, we understand from UGCO it's very difficult to control the water from upstream. Under such conditions, we always have 2,200 cubic meters every second. So we commit 28th August 2024, we will consider the alternative water diversion solution.
The government warned against mishandling the situation as it could jeopardize the bilateral relationship between Uganda and the People's Republic of China. Minister of State for Energy, Opolot Sidronas, informed attendees about a high-level engagement between the 2 heads of state.
We should actually be knowing that at that level, the discussions have gone on. We have got to actually step back and look at the politics. What does this actually, what's the political implications?
The meeting adjourned without resolution as the contractor sought to consult with their headquarters in China regarding the decision to divert the river, adding that a physical model test, also known as PMT, was necessary, a process that officials fear may cause further delays.
What they are telling me is not all is lost if we can address the 2 key challenges. One, as you rightly said, is the spillway.
Despite the dam's current challenges, it continues to generate approximately 5,069 megawatts per hour of electricity. However, Uganda Electricity Generation Company Limited has yet to issue a completion certificate for the project. Authorities are also demanding a 100% insurance cover from the contractor in the event of project failure. The meeting noted that the contractor lacks the capacity to complete the construction, highlighting the need for subcontractors and a supplementary budget to support supervision efforts. Over 2,000 lives could be at risk if the Kayunga-based dam were to collapse.
Remember, a dam such as this one being washed away is not only just a challenge about the strategic investment. There is also an ecological risk that the downstream of the river could all be taken away by the water.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
Government schools have been identified as among the best performing schools in Uganda. Representing government schools is Kitante Hill School, where over 250 students who sat for their UCE exams passed with result 1. This was confirmed by Elizabeth Onen, the head teacher at Kitante School. Despite the negative public attitude towards government schools, they have been identified among the best performers.
Despite concerns about the new curriculum, the government's efforts to train teachers and provide scholastic materials to the government schools have contributed to the good grades at Chitante Hill School.
We had 236 children and they have all passed in. Result 1, we call them result 1 today. And when I look at the results, I would say they are excellent results and we are appreciative. What has brought us to these good results? One, the Ministry of Education, in coordination with NCDC, trained the teachers, consistently trained the teachers at different levels throughout the last 3 years.
Parents are encouraged to take advantage of government schools due to their high levels of stability.
School supersedes any other school for one simple reason: government pours in its resources.
At Namongona Parent Secondary School, the head teacher Hisa Agnes was overjoyed after all 195 of her students passed with the result 1, with the majority scoring A's and B's.
When it came around, we had a lot of anxiety concerning what would become of it. But as teachers, we had to gather ourselves up and make sure we carry out as much trainings as possible.
The Director of Studies, Frank Abaita, praised the current competency-based curriculum for testing real-life skills.
We registered a total of 196 candidates, out of which 195 sat these exams.
Schools in Kamuli have also celebrated their success under the new curriculum. The chairperson of Kamuli Secondary Private School, George Biantuyo, attributed the success to teamwork and parental participation, which he believes should be the core foundation for the new curriculum. He lauded the government's efforts with the new curriculum, stating that it will take schools to another level. Ramadan Impasa was full of praise, stating that all students are capable of joining advanced level and other tertiary institutions. At Atlas High School, Gayaza, both students and teachers were celebrating after all 147 UCE candidates passed with grade 1. The head teacher attributed the victory to the commitment of teachers and parents.
Extremely thrilled by the exceptional performance of our learners. All our learners qualified for the certificate. We are really thankful to God.
Students expressed their joy, stating that God was behind their success.
I was so successful, but this is all due to the grace of the Lord.
Only with result 1, the confidence that we were given by our teachers enabled us to succeed.
I thank my parents for the great work they have put in paying my school fees. I thank the Almighty for the wisdom and knowledge He has given me.
At Seta A-level campus, it was a moment of joy and celebration as all 319 candidates passed, with 2 students scoring A's and others passing in ABC. The headmaster Ramadan Songa and his deputy Paul Bazira said the candidates excelled highly in science subjects.
Our performance has been so exceptional. We have many students who have got A's throughout in the 8 subjects. Our performance in the project work is so good.
At Seta High School Mbalala campus, all 226 students passed, with 124 scoring A, among others in BC respectively.
The first batch of the new lower secondary curriculum results, which are not only focusing on what a learner is capable of producing on paper, but even in terms of competence, that is skill level, thus being a competence-based curriculum.
The headmaster Boniface Sebokalu commended the government for the new curriculum despite challenges. Seta High Green Campus headmaster Paul Alibundi attributed the school's performance to God, teamwork and support from the directors.
So happy that the results, the very first sitting in under this curriculum, have appeared to be so good.
He said that out of the 256 UCE candidates in 2024, all of them passed with the A, B or C.
All having grades A and B. That is according to the new grading.
The head teacher of Seta High main campus, Lydia Namulondo, commended the good working relationship between the school directors and teachers.
228 learners scored between A, B and C. We want to give thanks to the parents for the trust they gave us. We want to give thanks to the teachers, the gallant professionals, for the job well done.
At St. Mary's High School, Gayaza Maule, all students received the results of grade 1, and the students thanked their director for providing them with good facilities.
Thank the Almighty Allah who enabled us to go through the year peacefully. And we have the best of what we wanted. First of all, I thank the director who managed to put research centers around our school.
The deputy head teacher, Peter Semialo, explained how the results were marked.
This has been a result of the dedication our staff has put in to see that these learners achieve the best academically. Beginning from the proprietors of this institution, they have ensured that they put in place all the necessary resources learners need, most especially in this new curriculum.
The National Unity Platform has nominated Kanzo Erias Narukola Luimbazi as their candidate for the upcoming Kawempe North parliamentary by-election scheduled for the 13th of March this year. This follows a vetting process that aimed at selecting a candidate capable of effectively representing the party and addressing the needs of the Kawempe North constituency.
The National Unity Platform Electoral Commission has announced Council Elias Narukola Luimbazi as the NUP candidate for the upcoming Kawempe North parliamentary by-election.
71.4, being in the first position, is first.
National Unity Platform. Agenda kumuwa kabonero k'ekibiina kyaffe. People power. Our power.
Narukola has emerged winner out of the 9 contenders who went through a vetting process.
Honorable Sejirinya Muhammad was overwhelmingly voted in Kawempe North constituency with over 41,000 voters of votes. This is a triumph because as a unified force, we must ensure that NUP retains this seat.
Upon his announcement, jubilation erupted among Kawempe residents and NUP members who said his win is a step towards unity and progress in Kawempe North.
So today it has been an amazing day, it has been a happy day. Of all the days we've been waiting, that we have the EC, Electoral Committee of National Unity Platform, has elected a candidate who is going to represent us in Kawempe constituency North. Happy today we have shown a good example of all parties in Uganda. Even the party in government has never done it. So please support us.
Kadi weraze watuufu nnyo. Ekyo kiba kiriba n'omwana ayonka. Nabo bennyini ababadde akompitinga nabo Council Narukola abadde bakiraba nti ye muntu agwanidde okutwala kadi. Kintu kya Kawempe nga ffe aba National Unity Platform tukoze bulungi nnyo, tutufunye candidate ataswaza, candidate ayesobola, ng'omukolako okubye enfuufu n'atereera tujja kuwangula.
Essaawa yakwebereramu President atugambye nti twenna naffe ab'ejjinja mugenda tulabako kimaafiya.
Ne waffe enkumbejje tudebatinge the best winner atwale.
Olunaku lwa leero kyendize era nebaza Mr. President olw'ekyo kyakoze.
Narukola's opponents, including Kachika Frederick, Dr. Charles Rubagumya and Senkungu Kenneth, accepted defeat and will support Narukola in the Kawempe North by-election. NUP leaders noted that the transparency exhibited in the vetting process demonstrates the party's dedication to discipline and unity.
You exhibited the highest level of morality. I mentioned it on the day of the debate that there are moments that personally touched me. Moments of humility, moments of extreme decency, and I must commend you for that.
They have confidently predicted a landslide victory, aiming for 90% of the vote.
The people of Kawempe are waiting for us. As you could see, from number 1 to number 10, they were all NUP candidates. They were all NUP members. Now we have one. Let us beat them in the same way the world expects us to beat them. Let us go and get 90%.
The newly appointed governor of Bank of Uganda, Michael Atingi, is considering enhancing cybersecurity guidelines to ensure that the financial sector remains resilient to any forms of cyber insecurity. This comes after the Bank of Uganda was attacked in a 60 billion shilling money heist, which left many talking. Michael Atingi and his comrade appointee Nwagaba Augustus were vetted by Parliament following their respective appointments by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni on Monday. Professor Nwagaba has called for the government to reduce its appetite for borrowing if the economy is to achieve stable and sustainable growth.
The two appointees for the top positions at the Bank of Uganda have been vetted by Parliament. Former Deputy Governor Michael Atingi and his successor Professor Augustus Nwagaba faced the Appointments Committee of Parliament chaired by Speaker Anita Among. The appointees later addressed the media, identifying key areas for improvement as discussed with the vetting committee.
Yes, we have had a very good discussion with the Parliament, and of course the concern for everybody is the stability of the macroeconomy and also the soundness of the financial sector.
Newly appointed Governor Michael Atingi aims to increase financial security by engaging with stakeholders on immediate strategies. The Bank of Uganda recently faced a money heist incident which is still under investigation.
And then of course also we need to enhance our risk management frameworks, given the fact that risks and vulnerabilities are evolving by the day, so we need to keep up so that we really ensure that our systems, our operations are well protected.
Building a robust approach to tackle economic shocks impacting the domestic economy is also part of the plan.
There are lots of uncertainties that are unfolding, which are going to have impact on the domestic economy. So we have to be innovative. We have to be able to anticipate what's going to happen and take the proper policy response to mitigate any possible adverse consequences for us. So to me, those are the things.
The members of the vetting committee sought to understand the policies that will ensure favorable inflation rates.
So we told the Parliament that we need to work together with the Parliament and all other stakeholders to ensure that the central bank can implement policies, can implement especially the monetary ones, the fiscal ones are part of government, to ensure that businesses can flourish and also government can come in as a fiscal policy partner, but it is important that the central bank puts in policy frameworks, policy stances.
Professor Nwagaba shared with the MPs how the economy should consider reducing its borrowing appetite to avoid excessive competition with the private sector.
You borrow as government, you compete with now the private sector, and that crowds out the private sector. So that's what we agreed, that we should reduce a little bit also of our appetite for borrowing, so that we don't compete the private sector and then allow the business activity and everybody to perform.
The appointees also had a closed-door engagement with the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's take another short break. On return, we'll have business news.
Agriculture is Uganda's economic backbone, employing about 70% of the working population and contributing 20% of the GDP. As the world becomes a digital global village, ICT has proven to increase productivity in the agricultural value chain. UCUSAF, through its Strategic Plan 3, recognizes the importance of access and usage of ICT-based tools, information and knowledge for farmers by providing them the needed skills to live, learn, work and participate in a digital society.
We came up with a project which we took to UCSAF, and we're happy that UCSAF supported it. That project is called ICT for Farmers. What did we get from ICT for Farmers? We managed to skill up to 100,000 farmers.
It's our mission to secure your money.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodell Road, Kampala. Call 0312 206 400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
What's your plan for Valentine's? And no, don't say the farm stuff.
All right, but just hear me out. What if I told you that I can grow you something better than roses?
Better than roses? Okay, I want to hear this. You're actually making Valentine's a farming expo.
No, I'm turning it into our future.
Oh, thank you. But this, I agree, love.
Agree, love.
This Valentine's, forget the cliches. Grow something real at the Harvest Money Expo, February 14th to 16th at Nambole Stadium. Learn innovative ways to boost your produce, adopt more efficient methods and gain access to new markets. Tickets are just 10,000 shillings per day, with training sessions also at 10,000 shillings each.
UBC News Tonight. Welcome back from the break. World leaders and technology giants have met in the French capital Paris for the Artificial Intelligence Summit, aiming to chart the way forward for AI development while upholding universal values. As Dennis Sigoa reports, despite global leaders meeting on the world stage, there are still many apparent differences in perspectives between countries.
The Artificial Intelligence Action Summit in the French capital Paris has brought together leaders from over 100 nations, industry bigwigs, researchers, non-governmental organizations and civil society groups. The gathering at Grand Palais seeks to shape AI in a way that respects universal values with emphasis on sustainable, equitable and responsible tech development and deployment.
Now, the past summits focused on laying the groundwork for AI safety. We build a shared consensus that AI will be safe and that it will promote our values and benefit humanity. But this summit is focused on action, and that is exactly what we need right now. The time has come for us to formulate a vision of where we want AI to take us as a society and as humanity.
The summit's big ambition is to collectively define AI standards and frameworks so that the world can maintain a sense of balance in an ultra-fast moving tech space.
Because yes, AI needs competition, but AI also needs collaboration. And AI needs the confidence of the people and has to be safe. And actually, this is the purpose of the AI Act, to provide for one single set of safe rules across the European Union, 450 million people, instead of 27 different national regulations, and safety is in the interest of business.
This year's summit is anchored on 5 strategic pillars: public service AI, future of work, innovation and culture, trust in artificial intelligence, and global governance in AI.
AI can be a gift to humanity, but we must make sure that its benefits are widespread and that its benefits are accessible to all. We want AI to be a force for good. We want an AI where everyone collaborates and everyone benefits.
In his address, the U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance cautioned against excessive regulations, warning that overreach would stifle innovation in a rapidly evolving sector. The diversity of perspective among world leaders highlights the immense challenge of establishing a unified global framework on technology. Dennis Igor, UBC News.
The draw for the 2025 Stanbic Uganda Cup was conducted yesterday, Monday the 10th of February at the FUFA complex. This year's round of 32 fixtures will commence on the 19th and run through to the 28th of this month.
The Uganda Cup, which started in 1971, has returned with an exciting round of 32 fixtures. The draw, conducted on Monday at the FUFA complex, features 3 All-Uganda Premier League matchups. Vipers Sports Club will face Mbarara City FC in the headliner clash. Defending champions Chitara FC will play away to Sitada FC, while Sports Club Villa will travel to Simba FC. Aisha Nalule, the competition's director at FUFA, discussed the other interesting matchups in the round of 32 games of the Uganda Cup.
The draws which have just been taken, this is a confirmation. Mabira versus URA, Total FC versus Express FC, Katida versus Chitara FC, Calvary versus Lugazi FC, Simba FC versus Sports Club Villa, Rwenzori Lions versus Buhimba, Karokarungi versus Busia Young, Kulva Rainbow versus KCCA.
The round of 32 games are scheduled to be played between the 19th and the 28th of February 2025. Meanwhile, Hassan Waswa, a former Uganda Cranes footballer, briefly shared his story and encouraged his fellow players to work hard.
I've had so many memorable moments in my Uganda Cup games, and one of those memorable moments is when we won it at Nambole in the year 2014 against KCCA. And winning a Uganda Cup is always a good feeling to understand that you have taken a club to play continental football, and this is something that always drives me to always used to drive me to limits to push and work really hard. You need to give in 100%. You need to give in your all, because football is a job. Football is a very good paying job. But some players nowadays, I think they just get satisfied too easily, and the moment they get some signing on fee, he buys a car, he buys a phone, he's done. When it comes to the East African people, we have a mentality of we get too comfortable. We get too, I don't know how I should term it, but these players get too comfortable in their zones. But if at all they move away from their comfort zone and keep pushing hard, trust me, we shall have better players that will compete in those difficult and harsh conditions whenever they travel abroad.
Mashamira Victor, UBC News.
With Masha Miro, we come to the end of all we had for you now. Let's catch you at 10 p.m. with another arrangement. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakoni. Let's catch you then. Enjoy the evening.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Hi Fifi, how are you?
I'm fine. Baby, whenever I eat chips and chicken, I feel stomachache, joint pain and body weakness.
My dear, go to MX Nutrition Center and learn the best food for your body. And get treatment according to your blood group.
Are you sure?
Yes.
By the way, do you know your blood group, genotype, and how much you need to exercise? Come to Timex Nutrition Center